Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Tuesday, December the 9th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to open lower with ASX futures down around 0.1%. Global equity markets began the week cautiously ahead of the Federal Reserve decision on interest rates. Wall Street's main indices slipping, with all but one of the S&P 500 sectors in the red. Paramount Skydance's hostile $108 billion bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery and knock out Netflix's bid sent shares of Warner Brothers higher. Paramount shares jumping while Netflix fell. Nvidia shares rose on reports that the US Commerce Department is preparing its H200 chip to be exported to China. Chip maker Marvell Technology fell heavily after used car dealer Carvana beat it to securing a spot in the S&P 500. And Confluent shares skyrocketed after IBM said it will acquire the data infrastructure company for about $11 billion. Tesla proved to be a drag on the S&P following Morgan Stanley's bearish view on the EV maker, while shares of lithium miner Albemarle rose on a broker upgrade on expectations that lower interest rates could unlock delayed EV and storage demand, seeing lithium demand surprising to the upside. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer Asset Management has set a year-end 2026 target of 8,100 for the S&P 500, the most bullish forecast among Wall Street brokers, citing expectations of strong corporate earnings and continued resilience in the US economy. That implies an 18% upside to the S&P's last close and compares with Deutsche Bank's 8,000 forecast for the index. Well, US Treasury yields rose and the dollar gained against the Japanese yen following a strong earthquake in Japan. The magnitude 7.6 quake hit Japan's northeast region, prompting orders for about 90,000 residents to evacuate, and tsunami warnings that hours later were downgraded to advisories. In Europe, ECB Executive Board member Isabel Schnabel said she was optimistic about the economy and expected the next policy rate move to be higher, saying compared with our September projections, the risks are clearly tilted to the upside. US Treasury yields climbed to the highest in more than 2 months overnight as investors prepare for the Fed Reserve's policy announcement on Thursday morning. The 10-year rising to 4.17, the 2-year was up to 3.6%. The Australian 3-year government bond yield rose to 4.09, while the 10-year was up to 4.74%, with markets pricing in no chance that the RBA cash rate will be cut at today's board meeting, and a 90% chance of a hike by June next year. The US dollar index up slightly on the day. The Aussie is trading at 66.2 US cents. Oil prices have slipped after Iraq restored production of one of its oil fields, while investors contemplated ongoing talks to end the war in Ukraine. Brent crude futures down 2% at $62 a barrel. Copper's little changed. Iron ore is down around 1% to 106 US a tonne. And gold edged lower ahead of the Fed decision. Spot gold at around $4,190 an ounce. And Bitcoin is trading just below 91,000 US. Locally today, the Reserve Bank holds its final monetary policy meeting of the year and is widely expected to leave the cash rate at 3.6%. And NAB releases its November business survey. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.